want to combine elements from two conversations I've had relatively recently. And one was with my coach. I'm with a group of men working with this coach and working on, how we show up in the world, what we want to bring to the world. And he asked us to identify for ourselves a word for the year. And the word that kept coming to mind for me was clarity. And I thought that meant one thing, and it turns out maybe it means something completely different than what I thought, which is always interesting and entertaining and enlightening to me. The reason I say that I think it changed is based on a conversation that I had this morning with a friend of mine. We went to breakfast and we were talking about, he is a multiple founder of companies. And we were talking about what are the elements that makes a successful founder, and why is it that founders are willing to do what they do and act so outside the norms. The norm of our society is that you grow up and you learn a skill or a profession and you get a job and you inhabit this box in a corporate chart, corporate org chart, and you kind of do your best within the confines of that box. And the founder sees outside that paradigm. The founder sees that there's an infinite number of possibilities to bring what you want to bring into the world. That might be founding a company, that might be any number of different things, but it's this mentality that inherently challenges the status quo, which is what I love, because that's what I do in my work with people. And so my friend was talking about arrogance, and you could call it, I think the word he used is confidence, but I think there is this infectious kind of arrogance that people will follow, right? Steve Jobs had this, where it's like, I have seen the future, and come along with me, and people want to come along, whether it's as an employee or as a customer or as an investor. And at the same time, there is this humility, because to be a successful founder, you need to change the vision. You need to change tack. You need to change tactics. You need to be willing to do that. And that combination of arrogance and humility is ultimately what leads to success as a founder. The arrogance to even take on the task in the first place, and the humility to be able to adapt and learn and grow while you're taking on the task. The ability to, find the different route that you need to in order to hit the goal. And sometimes even to change the goal, right? Let's be honest. And what hit me is when I was thinking about that combination of arrogance and humility, I had been thinking about clarity as this crystal clear precognition of everything I needed to do along the route to where I want to go. And it's not that. Instead, what I believe clarity is the capacity to see what you need to do in any given moment. I have never seen more than a few months out what I needed to do. Even when I was in the corporate world, I would create these 5-year plans that never worked out, and then scratch my head around, well, why couldn't I see that? And the 5-year plan when I was at a law firm was about becoming a partner. Well, I never made it that far because I got an opportunity that looked way better than that. I was relocated. I didn't see that coming. I got a divorce. I didn't see that coming. Every 5 years out, there's just something that's this radical shift that causes me to reassess the plan. And what I have recognized in every step along the way is that what appeared to me, maybe not right away, but pretty quickly, as those things happened, was a sense of clarity. When I lost my corporate job in 2016, I knew within a month that I was going to become a coach. And within a month after that, that I was going to move across the country to Colorado from Washington, D.C. So there was that clarity around the next step, not necessarily everything that was going to follow after that. I've had to iterate multiple times in building my coaching business, but I recognized there was always this gift of clarity. If I could get quiet enough to hear it, if I could set aside my preconceived notions, if I could set aside the arrogance that led me to take up that path in the first place, and take on the humility to know, okay, it's not this, maybe it's that, and then to try that. So sit with those words and see what they bring up for you. What does clarity mean to you? What is that infectious arrogance that might be sitting within you, wanting to create something that you have no business creating? What is the humility that you have to keep trying, to recognize you're off track and get back on track? Have fun experimenting with that. I will see you next week. Take care for now. Thanks.